I can do anything. I just have to decide. And I focus on it and I take strategic action to get me from where I am to where I want to go. It's my choice. But that knowing comes in when I'm on track or when I'm not. But you have to learn to trust it. Everybody's got this. Everybody's got it. It's just that we've forgotten how to trust ourselves.
Welcome to She Coaches Coaches, the podcast where we have thoughtful, honest conversations about what it really takes to build a thriving coaching business. I'm your host, Candy Motzek, and before building my business, I spent years as a senior corporate leader. Now, today, I work with coaches who are smart, well-trained, and deeply capable, and who want clarity about how to grow in a way that feels aligned and financially sustainable. On this show, I sit down with successful coaches to explore the real decisions behind their success, how they got started, what shifted as they grew, and the mindset and business choices that helped them gain momentum without burning out. Whether you're early in your coaching journey or refining a business you've already built, She Coaches Coaches is here to offer perspective, confidence, and grounded insight to support your next chapter. To learn more about how I work with people, go to my website, stepintosuccessnow.com. And now let's dive in. Hey, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of She Coaches Coaches. I am so glad you're here, and I have a guest to share with you. Her name is Jean Border, and she's a holistic intuitive. She's a coach, a mentor for other energy workers and entrepreneurs. She's a speaker, an author, and a podcaster. And with 36 years of leadership experience, she helps her clients recalibrate who they are being so they can match their identity with the level of life and business they truly desire. She's traveled to all 50 states in the US and dozens of countries all around the globe, and has also enjoys working with real estate investors to clear out old energy, to speed up property sales and increase occupancy rates on short-term rentals. Jean, welcome to the show. I am so pleased to meet you.
Thank you so much. I'm so glad to be here with you, Candy. Thanks for the
What
opportunity.
what an interesting combination of experience that you've got. You're a little bit of everything, right? And then you traveled everywhere.
Well, my dad was Air Force, so I grew up that way. That was normal for me, and then he retired, and I went stir crazy. So I knew I'd have to get a job where I could travel and somebody else would pay for it. So that's my whole life has been focused on that goal. Yeah, seeing the world, having new experiences.
I love it. That's so great.
Yeah.
So share with me, what are you most excited about in your work right now?
Honestly, right now, I have been focused on a nationwide speaking tour. So that's what I'm most excited about. Because when you have the opportunity like here speaking with you, not everybody understands energy, right? They don't understand that when they're drawn to something, that's their body saying, I want more of this. And when they feel that inner resistance, that's like their body saying, there may not be something safe about that. Maybe that's not really, I'm going to use the word congruent. It's not in line with really what you think is safe and where you wanna go, but not everybody listens to that, you know? So the more I can talk about trusting yourself, trusting the power that you have, trusting your intuition, being clear on where you are and what you want. I just love that opportunity.
One of the things that I like about how you speak about energy is that it's very practical.
I'm a practical person. Trust me, I'm all about the logic. Um,
And the other thing that you said that really resonated with me is this listening to your body. You know, I've got this belief that your body is sort of like the lie detector. It's the thing that measures the signal. And, as a mature adult, we have been taught to not listen to our body. And so to reclaim that is something pretty powerful, right?
I I'm very big on personal power. I really am. Every time you do what somebody tells you you should do, but something inside you says, "Yeah, I don't think so," but you do it anyway, you've given away some of your power. You have the absolute right to have your own opinions and make your own choices. Decide what you want, right? Decide what's right for you. But we've been indoctrinated in a lot of ways to just, well, if they say it on TV, then that's true and you're wrong. No, you're not. That's one viewpoint. It's okay for you to have your own and to trust that inner voice inside that says, this is right for me or this is not right for me.
How do you hear your inner voice?
Mhm. For me, everybody's different, okay? But for me, it comes in as a knowing. I just know. But it wasn't always that way. You don't always trust yourself. I had migraines from the time I was this big up until 15 years ago, and doctors kept saying, "You'll outgrow them. You'll outgrow them." So I'd get to the age where they'd say you'd outgrow them, and I didn't. And then, "Well, when you get to here, you'll outgrow them." No, I didn't. You'll outgrow you trust these people, right? Well, they don't know any more than you do. They're just hoping and giving you hope and guessing that maybe someday the problem will go away. I can't solve it for you, but someday it'll go away. But inside, you've trusted them so much that you've given away your power to figure out what the heck is going on, right? And when you decide they're not going to fix me, I have to fix myself, that's when you take back your power. So for me, it's just a knowing that I can do anything. I just have to decide, and I focus on it, and I take strategic action to get me from where I am to where I wanna go, but it's my choice. But that knowing comes in when I'm on track or when I'm not, but you have to learn to trust it. Everybody's got this. Everybody's got it. It's just that we've forgotten how to trust ourselves.
And some of us have a knowing, some of us hear words, some of us, we learn it as we say it. I don't know if you know the answer, but I'm going to ask it anyway.
Go for
Where
it.
do you feel your knowing? Where is
It
it in your
becomes
life?
a calmness. It's just calm. It's just there, right? If I'm contemplating something and I'm getting that churning feeling, there's something underneath it. There's some resistance, there's some history, there's some event, there's some belief that's not in alignment that says this isn't right. And maybe it's just that my belief is old and I need to look at it and say, really? Is that true? Is that serving me? Are all rich people greedy? No, they're not. The
No.
more you
Yeah.
take, the more you have, the more you can give. I heard a statement, if you think rich people are greedy, you haven't given enough of it away yet. I love that. It's the opposite side. Most things are not absolute. That's one of the things I tell the people I work with. Anytime you use an absolute in a sentence, like I'm always sick, you leave no opportunity in your subconscious for you to be anything other than sick because you're always sick. It's not, "Oh, I was sick before," which is open-ended, right? Now
Sure.
you have an opportunity to find how to heal, or, "I always lose money when I do a launch." Well, in the past, once or twice that you've done the 1 or 2 launches, you didn't know what you were doing, you were learning as you went, right? You have to f In a lot of cases, you have to fail and course correct before you succeed, just like a kid learning to walk for the first time. They didn't, lay in their crib and say, "Oh, I'm gonna run across the room now." It doesn't work that way. You have to learn as you go, right?
You have to look at the facts too,
Mhm.
right? Like, an example, always lose money when you launch. Well, run your numbers. Is that actually true? Did you actually lose money or did you just not make as much as you thought you were going to make? Like an immediate success of, however big you wanted it to be, right?
We hear all these stories, "Oh, I did my first launch and I made $160,000." Well, really? Did you
I know.
on your first launch? I don't buy it. Somebody
Well,
else
no,
might,
I've seen it. It's true. It's
but
true for people who have had multiple businesses over 10 to 15 years. And in this new iteration of their business, their first launch, they made money. But we forget that we've got a lifetime. We've got a
they're
lifetime of it.
using what they've already learned and building on what failures they failures they experience because you learn as you go. You try it, you course correct, you try, you course correct, you try, you course correct, and now you're at your goal. But if you don't do all those things and you think, "Oh, I'm going from here to here," maybe it'll work. I don't have a lot of faith in that business model, but once in a great while, it might work.
Tell me, I love to kind of bottom line things to narrow things down. I know that everyone has their own definition of success, but for you, what is one idea that changed how you think about success? Something that the listeners can listen to and go, oh, I never thought about it that way. What's your one idea?
This is gonna sound funny. My idea of success, even though it's a target, is not the revenue goal. That's not my idea of success. For me, my business is to support my values, which is, for me, my highest value is experiences. Whether that's travel or music or helping someone, whatever it is, the revenue from my business or the profit from my business funds my experiences. That's my success is, am I able to have the experiences that I want in this life? If I'm not, then I need to focus a little bit more on, creating the revenue stream. But if I'm able to travel, if I'm able to go to the concerts that I wanna go to, if I'm able to help the people I wanna help, that's success for me.
These experiences do for you.
I mentioned, my dad was Air Force, so my whole life has been traveling the world. So I've been to almost every continent. There's one that I'm missing, and I was scheduled to go to Egypt, but then I was on the phone with somebody. We're having to evacuate because of the riots. Well, that killed one of my trips that was planned.
Right.
And I had a trip planned, and the whole world shut down for 2 years. So that one didn't happen. But for me, experiences juice me. I get to go to I'm more about the nature thing, not the whole I built this thing. That's man-made stuff, and that's not what impresses me. I'm more into majestic vistas. Antarctica, I loved Antarctica. I got to travel. I took a month going around Australia. I'd always wanted to go to Australia. I have one of my dad's brothers settled there after he was in the Navy or something, and he decided he liked it there, and that's where he ended up. So I have family in Australia. Alaska is one of my favorite places on the planet. It's just so majestic, and everywhere you look, nature. How do you create that? It's awesome for me. It inspires awe within me. That's what the experiences are like for me.
It's that connection to energy again, right? It's like that. It's like when you think of alignment, it's like there's almost aligned and there's pretty close to aligned, and then there's really aligned. And
Yeah.
it's when you get into that place of awe that it's like real true alignment. I love that. And some of the places that you've been to, I've been to as well. And so just
Cool.
love that.
Traveler, I love that.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, and also, it's funny, as much as I love to travel, there's also places that are local that are deep nature places that I don't have to go far, an hour from home and it's there, right? So it's kind of, it doesn't have to be far for it to be awe-inspiring. And I think that's wonderful. Let me ask you this. Looking ahead, what is something that is deeply meaningful in your work that you would love to accomplish over the next year, 3 years? What's that next level dream for you?
Think I mentioned this already. My big and it goes along with my value of experiences, right? Is the nationwide speaking tour. And then after that, I want worldwide because I want to do a worldwide cruise, right? And that goes like for several months. But at the different stops, if I could have speaking engagements, that would be fantastic.
That would be fun.
Yeah. See, I already have clients overseas, so I already have like a base, if you will, but I've never actually in person had events overseas. I mean, in my previous job I did, but not as strictly focusing on the energy world, right? So that's what's juicing me now is setting all that stuff up, getting it. I'm taking steps now to make that happen.
So you'll do one of these worldwide cruises, and then when you stop in Australia or wherever, if you perhaps know someone or met somebody, then you might speak in that area. That's
Exactly.
I love it.
Exactly.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
See
Okay.
the excitement? I mean, that's how energy works. Are you juiced about what you're doing? Are you excited? Do you feel your energy level rise? Where it's like, "Oh, okay, I gotta get on a Zoom call." It's like
I never like that.
the energy is just gone, and you have to expect your success not to be quite as quick if you've got this energy versus this energy, right?
Yeah, yeah. It doesn't, so for people that are listening, because I'm a super big introvert myself, there's a lot of introverts that listen to this show. And it doesn't mean that we have to have big extrovert energy when you're excited, but it's lit up energy that goes with your style.
It's almost the way I explain it sometimes is it's like being on instead of being just there, right? It's a different feeling in the body because I'm in my real life, I'm an introvert. But the people who worked with me, they're like, "No, you're not." Because I'd go in a room and I would bring my energy. One of my taglines is when your energy leads, success follows. But if you're sitting back with your energy, who's going to be attracted to it, right? Who's gonna be drawn to what you do. So you have to come in with the right energy, and then people who match your energy will say, "I like that. I wanna be a part of that."
And introversion too, like, it's about how you charge your batteries, right? It's not how you always are. We all have variety in how we show up. Let
Yes.
me ask you this. What have you learned about yourself through doing this energy work? Now, I know you've shared a lot with us already, but is there something that needs to be said here?
This isn't necessarily a business thing, but it's a personal thing. I've heard the percentage of 80%, but I've also heard a lot higher, so I stick with 80%. 80% or so of the dis-ease you feel in your body, and this goes back to my history, can be traced back to emotional baggage that you're carrying that have imbalanced your system and perhaps negatively impacted your immune system or one of the other systems that functions in your body. So for me, energy work allowed my migraines to disappear. They just disappeared. And so that took me back to understanding just how much power was within me if I knew how to access it and actually utilized it.
What is one seed of an idea that you hope the listeners will take away from listening to this conversation that's going to help them be more of who they are? Like, is there a seed of an idea here?
You're more powerful than you think. You're more powerful than you know. You just have to give yourself permission and trust yourself to say yes or to say no. No is powerful and it is an acceptable response. And
Thanks.
sometimes that can be difficult, but it's also empowering.
Yeah. Difficult doesn't mean it's not important.
Exactly. The more you have to fight for something, sometimes the more you understand just how much power comes from that. And you have that power within you. I know you do.
Yeah, I love it. Thank you, Jane. I've really enjoyed our conversation. And just as we wrap up, I know that you have a free gift to share
Mhm.
with our listeners. And also, if you would share, how can they find out more about you?
Sure. If you want to, I talk about energy all the time. One of the techniques in energy that I use is something called the emotional freedom technique or tapping, right? And so I've created a PDF where if you just follow along, it'll teach you how to do it. It's just literally you're touching a few points on your body. That's all it is. But what it does is it activates the energy systems. I'm going to use that word because I'm an energy person, right?
Yeah.
It activates the energy highways in your body and allows things to become unstuck that were stuck, like a traffic jam at a highway exit. As the traffic jam, breaks up, traffic moves through that exit, right? The same thing's happening in your body. And so I've got a PDF based on that is a tapping protocol for income, how to break your income ceiling, right? How to get through blocks that you have about money. Just go to jeanborder.com/vow, VOW, because sometimes we have weird vows about money, Rich people are greedy. That's one of them. And I don't want to be people to think I'm greedy, so I don't want to be rich, which is, kind of but if somebody wants to talk to me about something that some way I might help their business or might not, jeanborder.com/chat, CHAT, and we'll have a little Zoom conversation.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate the time.
Yeah, thank you. I've really enjoyed speaking with you.
So, everyone, I hope you enjoyed this conversation as much as I did. I love the depth that Jean goes to in her energy work and that practical side that she brings to it as well. So, I would highly encourage you to go and download her lead magnet, do the tapping protocol, and find out more about her. Thank you so much, Jean. Really glad we had a chance to talk today, and I hope everyone has a great day. Thanks so much for listening to this episode of She Coaches Coaches. If this conversation resonated, take a moment to reflect on what stood out and how it connects to where you are right now. Coaching businesses grow through clarity and thoughtful choices, not pressure or hustle. If you'd like more support, you can learn more at stepintosuccessnow.com. I'll put the link in the episode notes. And if you found this episode helpful, I'd appreciate it if you would share it with a peer or colleague who would enjoy it as well. I appreciate you being here. Have a great day.